Hey everybody, this is John with Sweet Memories Cooking. Welcome to What's for Dinner. Today we're going to talk about making eggplant parmesan. Now, not too long ago, I took a little poll amongst our viewers and asked which recipes they'd like to talk about most, and eggplant parmesan rose to the top of the list. So we're going to talk about that today. And this is eggplant parmesan is just a really popular recipe in the Italian culture, and every family has their own version of it. And this is mine. This is one that I came up with based on how my parents and grandparents and uh, everybody in the family used to make it. So here we go. So here is the ingredients list, and as I always say, you don't have to worry about writing this down. You can just print it out from our Facebook page. It's always posted below this podcast, and you can also find it on our website. But anyways, let's go through the ingredients. You're going to need an eggplant, one egg, flour. Now I like to use a little cornstarch, just a couple tablespoons, but that's optional. Salt and pepper, ricotta cheese, Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, some plain tomato sauce, and this can be a sauce that you've previously prepared, or you can use one good one in a can. You'll need some vegetable oil, a couple tablespoons of milk. Well, let's jump right in. So I always like to set out all my ingredients and kind of get my workstation set up. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to peel and slice the eggplant. And then I like to just put a little salt on them and set them aside while I'm getting the next step prepared. Now, a lot of people, and I know my mom and dad used to do this, would be to lay the eggplant in a colander and salt each of the layers of eggplant and then weight it down with a pan of water to press out any excess moisture, and it would take some of the bitterness out. Now, I don't know if the eggplants are growing differently right now, if it's a different growing process or what, but I haven't had to do that. So like I say, I slice the eggplant, put a little salt on it, set it aside. And then the next thing I do is I start to prepare my what I call the frying station. You're going to set up three areas. The first one's going to be obviously your eggplant. The next one's going to be crack that egg, add the couple tablespoons of milk, and really beat that up, and a little salt and pepper, and then the flour and the cornstarch. And then what you're going to do is you're really going to, once you heat the oil in a pan, you're going to dredge the eggplant. I put it in the flour first, then the egg, then the frying pan. And it cooks for about 2 minutes on each side. When they look like this, then you're going to take them out and you're going to put them on a tray that's lined with either brown paper or paper towel to pick any of the excess oil up. Now, I've been asked a lot, how do you know when the oil is the right temperature? Well, here's Grandma's tips. You can tell if the oil is hot enough if you take a wooden spoon and you place the handle of it in the oil. If it bubbles around the handle, the oil's hot enough. If you don't see any bubbles gathering around it, let it continue heating. So anyways, now that we've done all the frying and you've got that set aside, now it's time to put it all together. So I set up another station where I call this my little assembly line station here. And I use a glass casserole similar to something you'd use for lasagna. And then I put out my eggplant and sauce and all the cheeses. And you're going to start layering that. And you start by putting a little of the sauce in the bottom of the casserole, then a layer of eggplant. Then next you're going to add the cheeses, more eggplant, more sauce until you have basically run out of ingredients, and it looks like this. Now you're ready to put it in the oven. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees and then put this in the oven uncovered for 45 minutes. And at that time you're going to check it. It should smell great. It should be steamy and bubbly, and you're ready to pull it out. Let's take a look at the finished product. Now I usually let the eggplant sit just like you would a lasagna, 5-10 minutes. Then cut it up, and this is what it looks like. It's flavorful and spicy and just wonderful. So again, where can you find us and where can you find the recipe? It's out on Sweet Memories Cooking on Facebook. If you're not a member, click join and you'll find the recipe there along with this podcast and others. On our sweetmemoriescooking.com site, you can find this and other podcasts along with recipes, um, links to our video where my sister Patty and I actually show you how to step through each of these recipes if you want to see us making them. And then you could purchase a cookbook if you're interested. And if you want a digital version of the cookbook, go out to Amazon.com, search on Gifaldi, and you can purchase and download it from there. Well, as I always say, pass up that fast food line and start creating some sweet memories of your own in your own kitchen with your family today. Until next time, take care.